Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. It's really exciting to have you all here, and we have a treat in store for you. So tonight we are going to be talking about the amazing mind-body GLP-1 system. It is a natural activation system that we are so lucky to have our hands on now in New Zealand, Australia, Mexico, Thailand, and the UK. Tonight, I'm very excited to also be joined with two amazing ladies, Rachel Dalzell. She's a mum of three, natural health consultant and based in Christchurch, and Desiree Wakida, a life and parent coach based in lovely New South Wales in Australia. So they'll come on and join me a little bit later. But first, we're going to chat a little bit, I'm just going to get rid of my screens here, a little bit about our passion. So we're all here because we have a passion for looking at the root cause and helping change people's lives. And at LifeVantage, that's actually why the mind-body activation system was created, because if we take a moment to look at some of the trends that we have happening, particularly here in New Zealand, so shockingly, we have New Zealand has the third highest adult obesity rates in the OECD, which is incredibly shocking. We also have 46% are trying to lose weight actively, 28% trying to maintain their weight, and a huge 3 out of 5 are experiencing low energy and exhaustion. Now, being tired is not normal. Our body should be operating well and we should be feeling good. So this is definitely a problem. And in that last statistic, 80% of New Zealand females over 14 are using anti-aging skin products. And just for our Australian friends here, Australia has the 10th highest place of adult obesity in the OECD. So they're also up there with us. So we really want to help change lives and solve this problem. And this is where LifeVantage comes in. We make natural products that activate your body to work as it should. Now, the science behind it is complex, but actually the concept is really simple. You take our products to make something in your body. For example, make antioxidants, make proteins or enzymes, things that you need to help better your health and optimize the way that your body is working. And our mind-body system is one of these amazing products. So you take this incredible product to make GLP-1 in your body. We're excited that it's available for consultants now. And as I said, it's coming out on Saturday, the 27th of April for the customers. But we do have a little surprise for you at the end of the session, which I'll go into later. But first, for those who don't know what GLP-1 is, let me just recap that really quickly. So GLP-1, it's actually glucagon-like peptide 1, and it's a hormone that's naturally produced in the gut, and it's released in response to food. So interestingly, it's actually part of the whole gut-brain communication network, but its role doesn't stop there. It actually has a huge number of effects in the body. It aids insulin secretion, it slows digestion, it suppresses our appetite because it tells the brain when we're full, but it also provides support for cardiovascular health and neuroprotective properties as well. So these are an amazing array of different activities that it has in the body, but when the communication isn't working between the gut and the brain and that GLP-1 isn't working as it should, that's when we start noticing changes. And our relationship with food contributes a lot to how we look and feel. And if we have this cycle of emotional eating or yo-yo dieting, it starts raising flags for us and we start feeling not so great. So that's what we want to do, is take back control. And that's why we're so excited about this mind-body product, because we did clinical trials last year. And here's some highlights from the results. It's pretty exciting. So 140% increase in GLP-1 on average. We had our participants lose 4 kgs in 8 weeks and up to 11 kgs in 12 weeks. So just to highlight with these numbers, you see that for the first 8 weeks, it was a slow release of weight. But in that final 4 weeks, when the body started to upregulate more, to rebalance more, that's when you saw the most results happen. So that's where the magic happens. So really sticking with it for that 3-month period is crucial. Another statistic that we are very, very proud of is that none of the participants lost muscle mass. Now, this is actually really huge because if you're familiar with any of the synthetics, you're familiar with one of the side effects can be muscle loss. And the problem with that is that when you lose your muscles, your metabolism then gets out of whack afterwards. So it has a knock-on effect to your weight, which is not good. So we are so proud that this product doesn't cause any muscle loss, which is phenomenal. Another super exciting result is that people lost up to 27% reduction in visceral fat. Now, that's the dangerous fat that's in and around your organs and that you can't see. So when you can reduce that, that has a massive impact on your health, and also a 5% reduction in body fat. Just some more highlights here. So not just in the actual physical weight and measurements, but in terms of what was happening in people's minds. So a couple of highlights. 95% saw a reduction in sugar cravings, and they were actually choosing smaller portions, 96%. So we're seeing really beautiful changes, not only in how people are looking and feeling physically, but also what's happening with the mind. Now, I'm really excited to introduce Rachel to you now to talk about her experience on Mind Body. So over to you, Rach.
Thanks so much, Bridget. So as you know, my name's Rachel. I'm a mum of three. I'm 45. Um, I had my children a lot later in life, so I feel like the last 10 years I've spent a lot of it pregnant or breastfeeding and very sleep deprived. So I ended up putting on a lot of weight, and I have tried many things over the years to lose it. I've done weight loss programs. You do it for the 6 weeks. I did lose a few kilos, but I was miserable. Hated having to track it. I felt deprived. If I couldn't have something, then I wanted it even more. It really made me a bit nutty. So when the 6 weeks were over, I was like, woohoo, and I went back to the same old habits again. I actually put the weight back on again and got pregnant with my third child and had her when I was 40. So didn't get very far. That picture on the left is me last year in January 2024. I did a 21-day account challenge. And I love these challenges. It's great accountability. But at the end of the 21 days, I go back to the same old habits. So before I started the Mind Body, I'll just explain I had really terrible snacking habits. I'll get my kids to bed, make their lunches, and the pantry would literally be screaming at me. And I would eat the muesli bars, I would eat the chips, I would eat the biscuits, the Halloween candy, I would eat my kids' Easter eggs, I would eat the chocolates that I'd bought for other people at Christmas time, and then I'd have to go and buy more because I'd eaten them all. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but that's what it was like. I tried everything. I used to drink herbal tea at night. I used to chew gum, but I just might do one night, but I could never keep it up. The day I started Mind Body, um, for me, it worked for me on the first day. The food noise went away, the sugar craving stopped, the pantry stopped screaming at me. It was the craziest thing. And I know not everybody has that same um, result that they have the noise go on the first day, but that's what happened for me. The crazy thing is now I have no desire to eat anything sweet. It's just been incredible. And I feel like my brain has been rewired. So that was November. The weight slowly started coming off. I definitely made changes to my diet. I had seriously been under eating protein, and I've really noticed the difference that started eating more protein. I was very thirsty when I started the Mind Body, so I drank a lot more water. Now, because I've gotten the product from the US and it sold out super fast in America. So by the time we went to order, we had to wait until sort of December. So I did have a break in Christmas. And you know what? When I ran out, that food noise still didn't come back. But I got to Christmas and I thought, oh, I'm going to eat and drink like I normally would. And you know what? I felt awful. I woke up on Boxing Day and I felt absolutely awful. And I thought, I can't eat and drink like that anymore. So I'm not a big drinker anyway, but when I was taking the Mind Body, I had even less desire to drink. So January, when my Mind Body had arrived, I could not wait to get that back into my body again. And interestingly, I put on a little bit of weight at Christmas, and in January, the scales were kind of all over the show, didn't move much, but the centimeters moved. Like my tummy, I think there might be an after one. It just shrank away. So I did do a scan so I could see the difference, but it just shocked me really how that happened. So that's this me in January, and that was me the January before. Now I literally, so that's when I started my first day on 2nd of November, and that's me. So I sometimes I look at these pictures and I'm shocked that I've lost this weight. The reason being, for me, weight loss is always really hard, really miserable. I feel really hungry and really deprived, and I felt none of that, guys. I felt amazing. Now, I have been taking the NRF2 for 3.5 years, and I truly think that's why the Mind Body did work so fast for me. So, one of my suggestions for everyone is get activated now, reduce the inflammation in your body, and also your body actually stores toxins in the fat cells. So, when you come to lose weight, and if your detox pathways aren't open, it just won't, it makes it harder for the body to release it. NRF2 will clean up the cells. And another thing also, I think, is your gut health. Get that really good because that makes a huge difference. And treat this as an incredible tool. Like, yes, it is an investment in your health, but do all the other things too. Eat more protein, move your body. So it was only in January that I actually started doing exercise and I started doing some weights, but it was for the first time ever, and that made a difference. Really, I'm just all really excited for you guys because, I've had the few breaks, but we've got all the product in Australia and New Zealand ready and waiting for you to go. And I just want you guys to have the same results that I did. We've got some amazing support. We know so much more about the product and how it works. And yeah, so I'm just so thankful to be here and sharing my story. And I cannot believe that I've lost this weight. It's amazing. So that's me.
It's so amazing. And Rachel and I live in different cities in New Zealand, so I haven't seen her for several months. And when she sent through these photos, I was just like literally going, it's so exciting. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story, Rach. It's just amazing. And we've got so many other stories like this. We've got another friend of ours, Candice in Australia. I'm just going to progress to the next slide. There we go. So Candice was a menopausal woman. She had tried absolutely everything. She was telling us when we caught up with her in Brisbane earlier this year, she was just feeling terrible. And then Mind Body came along and she was doing everything right, good food, exercise and everything, but it just wasn't shifting until she started on the Mind Body. And, 7 kgs down now in 3 months. And then we also have Jeanette, who in 6.5 weeks lost 3.8 kgs, which is just phenomenal. And as you can see, when she posted these online, some people were asking, oh gosh, you in those photos on the left, you're sucking in your stomach there. But when you look at the photos of her back, you can't suck in back fat. So for her, these are just absolutely phenomenal. And very clearly, her shape is just changing, her body composition is changing. We also have lots of men on this product, and we're really proud to have Dr. Jeff Picarillo, who is a US board certified orthopedic surgeon, actually, and he owns a med spa and regenerative medicine practice in America. He has been helping people lose weight for years. This is his specialty. And when he heard about the Mind Body product, he wanted to try it for himself. And as you can see, dramatic results for him. And now he is a huge advocate for this product and shares it with all his patients. So we're really proud to have him on board as a consultant with us, helping us, really solve people's problems and change lives. Now, Rachel also mentioned about Protandim NRF2, so I just want to tell you a little bit about that. So we've got this here is we call it our little yellow activator. It's a little yellow herbal tablet made up of 5 ingredients: ashwagandha, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and turmeric. But this amazing tablet actually activates your body to make its own antioxidant production. And it has phenomenal results. There's 28 peer-reviewed studies and so many testimonials from hundreds of thousands of people around the world on this product. But why we're mentioning it is because oxidative stress is part of the weight cycle. So here is this really cool and simple diagram showing how weight gain can happen. So you might have high oxidative stress levels from environmental stress, poor diet, your sedentary lifestyle, all those types of things that lead to cellular stress can then flow on and create hormone imbalances, which then create a weight gain. And weight gain can create more oxidative stress. And as you can see, the cycle just keeps going until you can break it. And that's where we're really excited to have two ways that you can break it. So with Protandim Nrf2, you can reduce your oxidative stress. In fact, you can reduce it by 40% in 30 days, clinically proven with this product. And then when you pair it with our mind body, you rebalance your hormones, and that helps break the cycle of weight gain. Now, we also at LifeVantage are really dedicated to ensuring that our science stacks up. So our research and development team did a study last year on the combination and the synergistic effect of this mind body and Protandim together. I'm just going to show you a couple of highlights. So when you pair these together, you get 4 more antioxidant pathways activated, which basically means you're amplifying the reduction in oxidative stress. It also activates 9 more fat and fatty acid metabolism pathways, which basically means more fat burning, which who doesn't want that? And it upregulates 22 genes that counter causes of age-related organ decline. So some really incredible sort of synergistic effects when you pair those together. Now, I'm going to move on now to my next amazing guest who is pairing these two together. So I'd love to introduce Desiree. She's based in New South Wales. So over to you, Desiree. I'd love to hear about your experience on this combo.
Oh, thank you, Bridget. It's lovely to be here from Sydney. I hope it's not as hot over there as it is here. It's been quite some heat our way. It's really nice to be here. You asked me to talk a little bit about Protandim earlier on, but my journey with LifeVantage began about 2 months ago, so I'm quite new. And I joined it because I was fascinated with the idea of mind-body. I knew a number of people who were using injectables with lots of side effects, and I was really thrilled about the possibility of being able to provide them with something that was natural and something that they would be able to get similar, if not more or better effects from it. And to be honest, I'd also been thinking about my own weight over the Christmas period. I was concerned about this thing called the creep. Those of you who are probably younger probably don't know it too much, but I just noticed that the more I age, the slow creep of the scales is really significant, and all the things that I used to do to lose weight didn't seem to be working for me. So a lot of it, of course, was around calorie deficit, if I'm being really honest. I'd also stopped working the year before, and so I had lots of time at home, sitting for long periods of time, not being particularly busy with life, and eating, snacking was pretty standard for me. So I used Protandim first. As many of you know, I had a knee replacement, and what I noticed that was a real game changer for me. I noticed that my recovery from my knee surgery was really significantly good. In the physio's words, she said, "Oh, you're amazing." And within 4 weeks to 5 weeks, I was able to do things that most people weren't able to do for several weeks. Sometimes that I particularly noticed, it went down quite quickly. I was using red light as well. I'm a big believer in multiple technologies, but I particularly love Protandim, and I just found I had a couple of other issues with my tooth and with my lip that I doubled up on my Protandim, and what would normally go on for days and days, I was able to clear within a couple of days at the most. So, I really think, as I've done the research on Protandim, that there isn't a person on the planet that doesn't need it. I'm absolutely sold on it. I started using Mind Body with Protandim. I must be 6 weeks now. perhaps about 6 weeks. And the changes I noticed were almost instant, a little bit like Rachel. Day one, I noticed the food noise was gone. I had no urge to eat. I didn't experience any cravings. I didn't reach for any of the snacks and things that I'd been reaching for some time. I haven't bought chocolate, fizzy chippies since I started, and I'm certainly not wanting any of it. So it's quite amazing, to be honest. After a few days, I realized that I wasn't actually feeling hungry. My daughter actually had to remind me that I needed to eat. And so my appetite greatly reduced and has continued to do so. My energy levels were great, even though I was post-op with my knee replacement. Hence, there's no pictures, by the way, because they're not really pretty at all. I still felt really on my game. I managed to get a bike. You can see it in the background there. And I was on that within 6 weeks. So I feel very blessed to have those products working in my favor. I set a goal to lose 7 kgs in the first 90 days. I didn't know if that was even going to be doable. In my first 5 weeks, I had lost just over 3 kilos. And I didn't realize until I checked the InBody before I spoke to you today that I'd actually lost 10 centimeters as well, which just blew me away, mainly from my waist, my chest, and my neck. So those areas I'm particularly concerned about. The weight was mainly visceral fat, and my BMI went down, and I was absolutely stoked. In fact, the guy at the gym that does the scans was very impressed, and he's looking forward to the next scan, and I'm looking forward to talking to him about MindBody thereafter. So I am grateful to have access to these wonderful new technologies that are going to be game-changing, not just for myself, but my family and for other families. And hopefully we will start to see some intergenerational change in the way that we live our lives from a health perspective as time goes on and we get that story out there. So it's been great. Thank you, Bridget, for having me on tonight.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure, and how awesome to hear, gosh, the changes that you experience with Protandim, and then obviously all those other incredible changes that you're experiencing with MindBody as well. Thank you so much for sharing those. And you know, we have many other testimonials like this. If you want to read or see some more before and after photos of people who have been experiencing our products, then please reach out to the person who invited you along, because we have our testimonial groups and they'll gladly add you in and allow you to have a look around at the stories there. Now, if you've heard these stories and you're getting as excited as I am, if I wasn't activated, I definitely would be after hearing those stories. But the time really is now to start getting activated with our products. And I'm sure you're probably wondering, okay, how do I get my hands on this stuff? So let's have a quick look at the prices and the packs available. I'll start with New Zealand, but I also have the Australia prices as well. But I just want to highlight, so we've got a few options here. We have the MindBody system on its own, but you can also pair it with our other products. One of our favorites, obviously, that was spoken about tonight is the Healthy Balance Stack, which is in the bottom middle there. So that is the MindBody paired with the Protandim. But what a favorite of mine is actually the Healthy Balance Stack for 2. So if you and hubby or you and a friend want to do this together and keep each other accountable and motivational partners, then you can actually buy a set of 2 systems and 2 Protandims together and get even more discounts, which is super exciting. So those are the New Zealand prices, and we have the Australian prices as well. The person who invited you along can share these with you as well. Now, we also need more voices to help spread the activation story, because we are on an absolute mission to help as many people as possible to get activated and to take control of their eating and their habits. So when you start on these products, you're going to start looking and feeling amazing, and people will start asking you what you're doing. And there is an option for you to be rewarded for referring. So right now, you can decide whether you want to come on as a customer or as a brand affiliate. And we have an incredible team here across Australasia, amazing supportive team, but we also have an incredible corporate team. In fact, we have the amazing Lisa Barnes, who is the Vice President of Research and Development. She's actually one of the formulators of MindBody, and she is coming to do a roadshow here in New Zealand and Australia in May. So she will be here presenting to the public, telling them all about the activation story and about MindBody and what it can do for people. Now, If you're ready to get started, please reach out to the person who invited you, because we would love to bring you on either as a customer or welcome you into the LifeVantage family. However you want to join us, we hope you've enjoyed tonight and we thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you.